Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Bandhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Chanavallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Gopi Chanavallabha, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Vraja Janaranjana, Jaya Vraja Janaranjana, Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Vraja Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Gunja Bihari, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Gunja Bihari, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Bandhava, Jaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Subhadra Devi ki Jai, Gornitai ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Naranam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. So we here?
I think one first 10-7.
110.7.
1-10-7.
Okay.
Oh,
from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 10, Departure of Lord Krishna for Dvaraka, text 7. Ushitva hastinapure masam katipayan hari suhridam cha vishokaya svasuscha priyakam kamyaya. Ushitva, staying. Hastinapure, in the city of Hastinapura. Masan, months. Katipayan, a few. Harihi, Lord Shri Krishna. Suhridam, relatives. Cha, also. Vishokaya, for pacifying them. Svasuhu, the sister. Cha, and Priyakamyaya, for pleasing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace by Charnavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Hari, Lord Shri Krishna, resided at Hastinapura for a few months to pacify his relatives and please his own sister, Subhadra. Purport. Krishna was to start for Dvaraka, his own kingdom, after the battle of Kurukshetra. And Yudhishthira's being enthroned. Okay, from the beginning. Krishna was to start for Dvaraka, his own kingdom, after the battle of Kurukshetra, and Yudhishthira's being enthroned. But to oblige the request of Maharaja Yudhishthira and to show special mercy to Bhishmadeva, Lord Krishna stopped at Hastinapura, the capital of the Pandavas. The Lord decided to stay especially to pacify the aggrieved king, as well as to please Subhadra, sister of Lord Shri Krishna. Subhadra was especially to be pacified because she lost her only son, Abhimanyu, who was just married. The boy left his wife, Uttara, mother of Maharaja Parikshit. The Lord is always pleased to satisfy his devotees in any capacity. Only his devotees can play the parts of his relatives. The Lord is absolute. Utishtva hastina pure masan katipayan hari suhridam cha vishokaya svasus cha priya kamyaya. Shri Hari, Lord Shri Krishna, resided at Hastinapura for a few months to pacify his relatives and please his own sister Subhadra. Om Agyana Timiram Dasya Giranjana Shalakya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatrubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayati gripatam maham vande Shri Guru.
Swiss English?
So we see again in this verse, as in many other places in Bhagavatam, that the most important thing for Krishna is to please his devotees. It is not that he is the Lord and the Master, the Supreme Enjoyer, that he is the owner of all opulence. He doesn't have problem with this. He's enjoying it. But this is not so interesting for him. And he always acts according to the desires of his pure devotees. Not just to enjoy, just to control, but to please them. The most important thing is the exchange of love with his dear devotees. And here we see that he's changing his plans. He wanted to go somewhere. He wanted to go to his own place. Everybody wants to go home, right? After a long travel, everybody's okay. Home sweet home. Want to go home finally. Why? Because at home, the home is such a place that everything there is arranged according to the desire of our mind. everything is arranged so that it is pleasing to us. And when you're out of home, then you just have to bite the bullet. You have to deal with the situation as it is. You cannot demand, oh, I like this to be in this way, I like this. No, just that's the place, and you're staying here, and if there is a place to lay down and sleep, you have to be happy and pleased. But at home, we try to make arrangement, and there is a provision for this in the Vedic culture. It is called Grihastha Ashram, where for 25 years we are allowed to satisfy our material desires in connection to Krishna, and gradually to get rid of them, to purify them, and to focus exclusively on devotional service. So that's why when somebody is too demanding and he's not at home, at least in my country they have this expression, you're not in your home, you know. That's not your home. When somebody's like, I want this, and не си в къщи. Това не ти е бащиния. So in Bhagavatam, in 11th canto, there is one verse where Krishna tells Uddhava, one should consider very deeply the actual situation, and after considering the real situation, the reality, one should live at home, even if he's Grihastha, one should live at home just like as a guest, because this is not our home. Neither the body is ours, not to speak about our home, our apartment or house. We can be kicked out of this place, of these places, of this kshetra at any moment. So then if we develop this consciousness, then when the time comes to leave home, because like in Bhagavatam we will read at one point the story of the Pandavas, how they go north, the Mahaprasthan Lila, when they understand that Krishna has gone already. Krishna left the planet, and then they decided, Yudhishthira Maharaj decided that they should also go. Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't think, oh, Yukta Vairagi, I can stay a little more. Krishna is gone, but I can use everything in Krishna's service and enjoy, and not enjoy, but connect everything to Krishna. He decided, no, Krishna is gone, we're also leaving. And they were still capable of ruling, they were completely competent. Well, Arjuna had this encounter with these people who apparently stole the queens, but they were able to still to rule the kingdom and to use everything in Krishna's service, but they decided, no, it's time to go. So at one point, Srila Prabhupada says, in one lecture, I think, I heard Prabhupada saying that 45 years, and then 50, okay, at latest, one should actually take Vanaprastha and dedicate his time exclusively to the 5 most potent forms of devotional service. Chanting the holy name, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam in the assembly of devotees, serving the Vaishnavas, worshipping the deities, and living in the holy place. So in order to, Prabhupada in another place, he says that one should dedicate at least 20 good years before he dies. 20 good years, exclusively to devotional service. Not anymore indirect, like the family person, then they have to engage in lots of indirect devotional activities. Not anymore in indirect devotional service, but in direct devotional service, which is the most potent. So Prabhupada says, good 20 years, that means around 50. One should gradually disentangle himself from materialistic life. And in order to accomplish this is not easy. In order to accomplish this, we need training. So I was very fortunate when I joined ISKCON that we still had very vibrant Brahmacari ashrams in basically all over the place. So every young boy who joined the movement, he had that ample opportunity to join the ashram with the brahmacharis and to get training. And training in devotional service means, according to the Shastra, means not just coming for some seminar once a week or twice a week to the temple and listening some person who sits on Vyasana and delivers some knowledge. This is part of it, and it's very important. It should be happening. But real training and education means Brahmachari Guru Kule. Guru Danta Vasandanta Guru Hitam. The Brahmacharis, they should actually live in the place of the Guru, in the ashram. They should stay with the Guru. Because this is the proper way that they can not just learn theoretically the knowledge, but they also can learn how to apply the knowledge properly. Because when let's say the people come to our temples and we teach them, the qualities of a Vaishnava. The Vaishnava should be humble, should be tolerant, more tolerant than a tree. We should learn to have proper service attitude. We should want to serve other devotees, etc. etc. Let's say we deliver this knowledge, and then the person comes next week with the best scenario. So you don't know what happened. How this devotee is applying this knowledge. We don't know. We don't have idea. He may be applying it. He may be not applying it properly. And you can see basically for a few hours when he's during the Saturday or Sunday feast, and then we can try to observe him and see how he's applying this knowledge. But it's not so easy because there's so many people, and you have to do so many things. We have to preach, cook, clean, serve prasharam, preach to the guests. It's not so easy. For example, if we're speaking about the service attitude, when the lecture finishes and then there is time for serving prasadam, we can observe who is willing to stand up and do some service, practical service. So if we have this proper brahmachari training, then we can actually teach the devotees, and the very same day we can see how they apply the knowledge. If they don't apply it correctly, we can correct them. We can tell them, okay, now it's time to serve prasadam to the devotees. If the brahmacharis, they are usually not very conscious. They're not aware what's going on. They usually think that, especially when they're young, they think that, well, everything's supposed to happen automatically. Food is supposed to be put on the table, then somebody has to clean up afterwards, somebody has to wash the pots, and they just, after the class, they just go and sit and wait. Something has to happen now. Somebody has to serve them prasadam. So this is the moment when we can actually try to first we can see whether they understood, whether they want to apply, and if don't apply properly, we can actually correct them. Okay, now it's time. Okay, go and help the other devotees. Do this, do that. You should be all these qualities that the brahmachari is supposed to learn: respect for authority, self-control, cleanliness, austerity, etc. You can see how they are applying it. And this is possible when there is first of all place for training. It's supposed to be the temple, the brahmachari ashram. There's supposed to be brahmacharis in the temple, senior brahmacharis, who are willing to take this burden, because it's a botheration to have to deal with young kids. They don't know that they have to take shower after going to toilet. We have to make sure they do it. To spend time with them, that's a botheration. So first of all, we have to have the place, and then the people who are willing, who are qualified, and who are willing to take their time, because it's easier just for like kind of elderly people above 45, around 50. For them it's easier just to, they have enough things to do. They can just read Bhagavatam and go and distribute some books and give some seminar study. They don't have to take this trouble to deal with young brahmacharis. They don't have to. But so, if they're willing to do it, and you have the place, then we have to inspire these young boys to join, at least for 1-2 years. Then they can imbibe some qualities. They can learn and apply and get some proper qualification, so that when they marry, later on they become grihastas, then they can actually be happy and as far as possible, of course, and successful grihastas. Because in the Brahmacari ashram, the Brahmacharis are learning exactly the same set of qualities that are that will be very, very like of vital importance in their grihasta life. For example, respect for authority. The Brahmacharis should respect their Brahmachari leaders and the temple president, the Sankirtan leader, all the guru, all the authorities. If they learn this and they have humble attitude, when they marry and their wife starts nagging at them, they'll be very respectful. They won't fight with her because they'll know, okay, well, that's how it is. This was like this in the Brahmacari ashram. I used to have my temple commander and Brahmachari leaders. They were always in my case telling me what to do. Now I have a wife, she's going to tell me what to do in practical dealings. So it's no problem. But if he didn't learn this, then there'll be fight. And women, they will take, they're practical creatures, they will take the liberty of 2-3 years trying to train him up, and if he doesn't learn, then they'll just kick him out and divorce. So it's very helpful if you want to have good family life to go through proper Brahmachari training. Or self-control. Brahmacharis are supposed to learn self-control, sense control, mind control in the ashram. Women don't like and don't respect men who are not self-controlled. If she can just get him out of his senses just with slight movement, of her body or little agitation, then she will not respect him. And if the wife doesn't respect the husband, we have a problem. The wife is supposed to respect the husband as a representative of Guru and Krishna. But how she will respect him if he doesn't have the proper qualification? It's very difficult. Like we always say that the wife is supposed to follow the husband, but the husband is supposed to go somewhere. He has to move toward Krishna. Otherwise, how she will follow? If she's just standing there, or even worse, degrading, then she better don't follow him. So these are just few examples. How important is this training? The whole Varnashrama systems, and Prabhupada so many times explains this. The whole culture begins with Brahmachari training. So we have to preach to the young boys who are joining that they should, they are very busy and everybody has his projects and plans about the future and no time and I have to do so many things. Have to preach to them that no, you have to get at least 1-2 years of your precious time to get proper training. That's Brahmachari. Ideally, this should be done in Gurukula when they are 5-6 years old. Then it's the best, that's the proper, the most efficient way to train devotees. But if this is not done, then at least when they are like in their 20s, or before that, they should take their time and go through certain training. If it's not possible for 2-3 years, then 1 year at least, and then 6 months maybe, or 3 months. Something has to be done. They have to get out of home and be trained. So then we'll have a chance at the age of 50 to take Vanaprastha, because then the devotee will just remember, so what now I have to. What should I do? I should just go back to my Brahmachari life, that's all. I know how to do it, I have been trained, I remember, this was actually a very blissful time. So at the age of 50, I just have to, he knows what to do, he knows what to expect. But if he has not been trained, then it will be very difficult, because he will be scared, I don't know, and going out of the comfort zone in this advanced stage, it's not easy, and nobody's doing it anyway. so therefore, it's our responsibility first to provide shelter for the young boys, proper place. We have to take care to provide them proper teachers, Brahmacari leaders. We have to find these persons, to invite them. If we don't have them around, somehow we have to make this arrangement. And then when this is settled, then we have to encourage the young boys to get this training. It should be compulsory, actually. But of course, compulsory, it's nothing happens compulsory. One has to have. We have freedom of choice, but at least we should tell them. We should give them the option. We should very clearly tell them what will happen if they go through it. What will happen if they don't? What will be the result for them in their life? Like one guru recently, I heard, he said that if when I joined the movement back in the 60s or 70s, if the devotees would not have told me that I should go on book distribution, then I would have been cheated. So we shouldn't cheat the devotees. They should know what's the proper way to proceed in their devotional life. Otherwise, when they grow up, and then they will maybe blame us. You didn't tell me. Now I have so many problems. You didn't tell me that I should get some training to avoid this. So, then by this training, we'll be able to appreciate for example, this commentary, this purport by Prabhupada, and this verse, because this verse explains the heart of the Lord. What is his internal, intimate mood? The most important thing for him is the relationship with his devotees. We can understand these things only by training. If we just sit at home and read, it may take many lifetimes. So by this proper training we can understand what is the most important for Krishna, and we can try to develop the same attitude. In this way, because Prabhupada in one purport in Bhagavad Gita, he explains that in order to be assistant of the king, you should acquire proper qualification. You cannot assist the king just like somebody from the street. Take somebody from the street and ask him to do some very qualified job. He cannot do it. He has to be trained. He has to develop the required qualities, and in this way, by this training, we can develop this proper attitude. First of all, we can understand what is the most important thing in devotion service, which is the relationship with Krishna and the devotees, and then we can actually apply this in our life. So this requires training, education, application of what has been learned. Not just theoretical knowledge, giving seminars and people just come in and they listen, which is nice, but then they don't apply it, and then they come in year after year and nobody gets to the level of Nishta even. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Do you have some comments or questions?
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the wonderful lecture. Education, this was the main topic of your lecture. And I remember when I was in Mayapur, when I was studying last year, we were also many times discussing the same topic with our teachers and schoolmates. It's a hot topic because we see that today in ISKCON there is a lack of education, actually. Systematic education, practical education, like you said. Now in the West, there are not so many active like monastery temples with brahmacharis. There are not so many schools and so on. So we need more teachers, we need more education, we need to realize what is our situation and so on. So for the kids also, we don't have gurukulas in the West. Kids are sent to karmi schools, they study with the cats and dogs, Prabhupada was saying, from the street. They're mixing with this kind of people. And there are not so many brahmacharis, no one is getting trained. People are entering Grihastha ashram without brahmachari training, therefore they may not get to Anaprastha and so on. So how do you think, what do you think will happen with our movement if we go on like this? Are we going to dissolve? If we don't have education.
I'm not a trikalagya. I cannot see the future, neither the past. But but it's if we don't follow what Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas and Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching, if we don't follow it strictly, then there will be problems. So we'll have lots of devotees who are joining, taking initiation and going through life, but they are not properly trained, so there will be society of neophyte devotees, basically. And society of neophyte devotees means quarrels and politics and power struggle. I think we should meditate more how to, not so much what will happen if we don't follow. We should try to follow, be positive, and maybe think, okay, what will happen if we follow all these injunctions, in advices and instructions by Srila Prabhupada? Then ISKCON will flourish and will take over the world. And there will be so many wonderful Vaishnavas happy in their spiritual life. We will give a proper example. For example, no divorces. Can you imagine if we can show proper example in ISKCON that we have like minimal divorce rate, like much less than the karmis. This will be a great. Nobody can say anything against this. So stuff like this, or the Brahmacharis and the Brahmaprasthas, the sannyasis, they are very powerful spiritually and very strict and very happy also. And so I think better to meditate what is the positive outcome. Yes.
Actually, the movement of Lord Chaitanya, it's not dependent on us. Whatever is desire of Lord Chaitanya, it will 100% happen. We cannot avoid that one. So now the question is, are we going to be part of it or not?
Yeah.
If the Lord Chaitanya has his desire and he has mission to spread the holy name in every town and village, it will happen. It's just a question of time. But the important question is, are we going to be part of it? Or will we be just somewhere doing something in the material world and basically miss the opportunity? Because we are few of the lucky souls that have direct contact with the movement of Lord Chaitanya. And not only this, but we can also get the role of helping others to get in contact with the movement of Lord Chaitanya.
Very good point. Thank you. Very good point. Just like with the pastimes of Krishna, when Krishna had to appear, there were so many calamities, and some devotees were put in jail, some devotees had to flee, they were escaping Mathura because this demon was there, Kamsa, he was the king. But some devotees, all of the devotees basically, some of them were very determined that no, I want to take part of these pastimes of Krishna. I want to play my role. There is a place for me in the pastimes. I want to play it. No matter that this demon is there, Kamsa. They wanted to stay, and they stayed in Mathura. When Krishna appeared, they were there. Just exactly because of this, because they wanted to take advantage of the opportunity. So yes, Matanga Prabhu, what will happen? Maybe many things will happen, but Krishna will, Mahaprabhu will fulfill his desires. Just like Prabhupada wrote letter to one of his disciples. This was a leading disciple who had some troubles. And Prabhupada wrote letter to him saying, I'm very sorry to hear that you have these troubles in your spiritual life. I was counting on you as one of the leading devotees of this movement that will help me to spread Krishna consciousness all over. And Prabhupada was expressing his unhappiness about this. But then he also wrote in the same letter, he wrote, but I'm sure, I'm confident that Mahaprabhu will send me the proper persons to push forward this mission, and if not you, someone else will come. So this is our position. If not us, someone else. If we don't take advantage, somebody else will come. They'll distribute the books, they'll make the harinams, they'll preach, they will they'll do it, they'll do everything. And we'll just, in our last moment in this body, we'll be just thinking, well, maybe I should have taken it more seriously. I feel sorry now, but it will be too late. So let's not miss this golden opportunity. And Srila Prabhupada also saying, you have spent so many lifetimes doing so many things, sense enjoyment, this and that, in all different types of species. So you had it all. You enjoyed as a human, as a demigod, as a animal. So give this life, at least one life, give to Krishna. At least one life, this life, not future life. This one, at least one. You see what will happen. So, thank you. So something else? Yes, Prabhu.
You told us shortly this story about Maharaja Yudhishthira and his brothers,
Yeah.
and they felt this very deep separation, and they couldn't live without Krishna, and but I think, what about us, because we feel no separation?
Yeah.
And use everything as Agyata Sukriti for Krishna, or what is the way?
Yeah. That's the complaint of Mahaprabhu also. He said that if you see me crying, don't think that this is a symptom of love of Godhead. If I had love for Krishna, I would have died long ago, because how can you live in separation for so long with your separation from your beloved? So that means I don't have actually love for him. Yeah, that's our problem. We don't have this intense love for Krishna. But by using our, like you said, you mentioned Agyata Sukriti, Yukta Vairagya. So by using our nature in connecting it with Krishna, then this is what the Acharyas recommend. And maybe we don't have these intense emotions yet, but we shouldn't be too worried about this. It will happen naturally. If we connect our nature, our material desires with Krishna, they'll be purified. And anyway, this is the only thing we can do anyway. What else we can do? We cannot go to Vrindavan and sit under a tree and chant like Haridas Thakur. So that's the only practical possibility for us. But we shouldn't also misuse this Yukta Vairagya thing. Yukta Vairagya means that we connect the senses with the sense objects according to our nature, but with Vairagya, with detachment. It is not just a license for sense enjoyment. In the name of, you just wave the banner of Yukta Vairagya Prabhu, and then we do. And then it is just Yukta. You just connect your senses to the sense objects. Then it should be also with detachment. Vairagya. And detachment means that we do it for Krishna. We just use our propensities, because this is the best thing we can do for Krishna. You're a musician, let's say, or you're an artist, or you like to manage. Anyway, this is your field, this is your karma, and it's the most comfortable situation for you, and you use it, but with detachment. No, I'm doing this for Krishna. I'm not. When you play bhajans, or when you give lecture, you don't think, oh, I'm enjoying. I'm good. Just that's the most natural thing you can do for Krishna, and the devotees are most happy. Like you're a good cook, the devotees will like you to cook for Krishna, and then it's natural, it's easy for you, and everybody's happy. Krishna is satisfied. So that's normal. We should start from this point, and at one point we should also move forward to the stage when we can do anything for Krishna, not just what is our nature, what is easy for us, comfortable. No, we should not. This is good beginning. It's very nice, but we should move forward. We should, at one point, whatever Krishna wants, I will do. I don't like cooking. I don't like well, I don't like to go distribute books on the street, but I will do. If Krishna wants, I will do it. It's higher level. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Last possible moment.
Just maybe, I mean, I can ask also later, but maybe, I mean, I don't know how we are in a hurry or not.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes.
And just because now you spoke about this Brahmacari training and this education, you spoke about it, and then, like, what can we do, like, if we join later and it's not Brahmacari, we are in a job and like this, and or like if we are in what is practical then, because it might not be like we have a family and you maintain it and like this.
Then do whatever you can, something at least. Take some time, take some time with your family maybe, and if there are some retreats or festivals, go there and spend some time with the devotees, just doing only devotional service, something. I was talking more about the young boys who are not still engaged in family life or job, or I'm talking mainly about this section of society who they actually have the opportunity to do it because they are still free, but nobody tells them to do it because we don't want to be fanatical about Brahmacari life, etc., and they don't know even, or they are they're irresolute, they're mental, so nobody actually tells them that they should do it, should go through it. And later on, when somebody's like 30, 35 and has family and kids, then obviously he's already Grihasta. It's too late for Brahmacari training. He's going through his Brahmacari training in the Grihasta life, which is also another possibility to do it. It will be little bit more difficult. And then the devotees just they can just take as much as possible time off and be with the devotees and get some training. But then they have other responsibilities. They cannot be responsible now. They cannot just say, no, I'm going to the Brahmacari ashram and leaving the family, and that's not proper. So I guess they just have to find the most practical way to perform their duties in the family life and at the same time spend time with the devotees as much as possible. Do you have some thoughts on this also?
I mean, I was just wondering because you said you were fortunate to have this association of vibrant brahmacharis.
Yeah.
It seems like if you look at our temple in Berlin, we're kind of far away from this situation. So then I mean, in general, I understand that this is something which is very very welcome, or which is very necessary. But on the other hand, I see also kind of a big gap from that, and so then of course it's good to have this understanding, but I wonder what can be done in
practical.
I'm a practical man. I always think okay.
The problem is that the chain has been broken, because before you always had some brahmacharis here and there, and wherever new boys appeared, they could have actually joined there, and there was some people. But now, in many places, there is nobody anymore. So now, first we have to get these people who are willing to offer the training and protect them, invite them. First identify who are those people. Maybe there are not so many anymore left. Identify them and provide them with facilities, so that they can actually stay in one place for a certain amount of time and get people trained. Tusi, you want to say something?
I was thinking, from practical side, if you, like Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is saying, if you can do this, if you cannot do this, don't do that. In the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he's giving different options. So, expose himself to good amount of devotee association. Because in the devotee association is the place where our anarthas will come out. When we are alone with ourselves, then we have anarthas, but we don't know what are they, where are they. They are somewhere in our heart, but they just stay there. Once we have close association with Vaishnavas, then slowly some of those anarthas will start coming out, the impurities of the heart, and we will become conscious about them, and we will become conscious that, okay, this is where I have to work, this is where I have to work, and then there will be progress. This is actually the idea of the whole training, of the whole, let's say, the young boys come and they go to travel with senior trained devotees and so on, because when they spend quite some time together, all these things they will start coming, and then they will be corrected. So if we cannot do it, let's say in this, we could say traditional way, training, let's say if someone is already like engaged, he has a job, he has family and so on and so on. If he managed to expose himself regularly to the association of Vaishnavas, these things they will start coming. And if they are also willing to accept subordinate position to a senior Vaishnava, it may not be in this case like the young boy who is coming and the senior Brahmacari, but it can be the new devotee who come to the temple, and let's say the more experienced devotee who is taking more care about the congregation and so on and so on. More or less the same effect will be there because he will be corrected. The devotee will say, okay, you are showing this and this quality and this situation, but this is actually not proper for the Vaishnava etiquette. Vaishnavas, they don't do like this. They don't quarrel, they don't get angry and this and that. And then he will start working on this. And then it may take some time, but then gradually the benefit will come from this culture.
Yeah, thank you. And the last thing in this connection I want to say is we are just presenting the science here. This is the science. This is how the things are working according to Bhagavatam. And we have to see about the practical application. Then we have to see it's a different topic, how to apply it properly. But the science is as it is. If sometimes when I speak with this type of devotees who are very professionally orientated and they are very busy and they have the big projects, etc., I'm telling them, so how much, if you put like 2 hours per week in your enterprise, what you're doing in your business, or how much profit you'll get, and the answer is obvious. So, but that's what people want to do. They want to put like 1 hour a week and getting trained in Krishna consciousness, and they expect that they will get somehow or other they'll get very good result. No, it's a science. If you have to prioritize our life and what is most important. If it's Krishna consciousness, then we have to take the time. We have to sacrifice for this goal. It won't happen just by you coming once a week in the temple for 1-2 hours. Then the result will be like this, and you spent like 40 hours developing some other project. Then you'll get good result there, and you'll get small result there here. That's a science. It's a matter of choice. Of course, this other thing, what we're doing, it's supposed to be also connected to Krishna, like taking care of our family, business. It's supposed to be also indirect devotion service. So if it is like this, then it's also spiritual. There will be also profit, a spiritual gain. But if we don't connect it, then it will be just material activity. So we cannot expect that. Anyway, and I think you understand what I mean. Okay, I think we are over time. Thank you very much. Yes, Mataji.
Could you read the verse one
Yes.
time?
Sri Hari, Lord Sri Krishna, resided at Hastinapura for a few months to pacify his relatives and please his own sister Subhadra. Granth Rachimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Gaur Premanande.